last night. I'm like, oh God, she used me as an example. Yikes.
Yikes. Yes. That's all right, guys. And like I said, there's just a few of you guys in here. Lisa, if you can go into the app and spark some of these guys to get on this call, we are going to record it. But if you want me, Chris,
Okay.
I want to hear from you as well. But if you guys want, there's only a couple of you on here. So if you raise your hand in order, I'll go through your macros with you. We're going to touch on nutrition today. I also want to make sure you guys understand how to start this first few weeks. But I'm curious to see, Chris, what your win is, because I think these have all been very similar. And it's interesting because it's literally what I saw in the app as well.
I'm probably
Hi.
your hello there. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm probably your problem child. I've had company all week, so I've been really trying to keep up with all of the like the mindfulness, the stretching, and the eating. But I've been the tour guide, so we've been driving to look at all the sites. I've been trying though. And I feel like my win is,
Yeah.
even though I probably haven't been eating as clean and as mindfully as I even was before this started, I still lost just a few ounces. So I feel like that's a win.
That is a win. That is a
And
win.
actually, my sister is one of the people that's here visiting. And I think another win is last night she said, "What is that app you're using? What are you doing?" So I got her set up with my Fitness Pal, and she's gonna start tracking her food too. So I think it may have helped her get on a new wellness journey. So I think that's a big win also.
That is a win. That is a win. I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing, guys. So like I said, if you want me to go through, I would just raise your hand. Those of you that raise your hand in the reactions, I'll hit you first and I'll go specifically through. If you guys don't know how to do that, just go down to reactions or just raise your hand. I don't give a shit. I can see you raising your hand, but we'll go through your macronutrients. Specifically, everybody will learn. Don't be shy. It's not a big deal. This is a huge opportunity. I don't even do this I don't do this normally. So you guys have an opportunity for me to break down what you're eating, and what you could do a little bit better. So if this is something that you want, but I'm going to say as a whole, most of you guys did the same thing. And it's funny because even if you weren't 100% on this plan, you'll notice that you all probably lost weight. I was looking at all of you. You all lost a little bit weight. So what I want you guys to think about, and this is like super important, just being mindful of what you're putting in your mouth and tracking it, even if it's not perfect. You all noticed a difference, didn't you? Yeah. So that just goes to show you, like, no matter what, if we do it, this is one of my biggest sayings, guys. If you're not tracking, you're guessing. If you're guessing, you are probably over or under eating. And if you're under eating, I'm going to guarantee you that you are overeating at one point in time. Okay. So a lot of times I talk about people under eating. Well, there's no way that you can gain weight if you're in a caloric deficit. Okay. If you're under eating in a caloric deficit, you got to lose weight. You might not lose weight the correct way. You might lose muscle and body fat. All right. But you're going to lose weight. But what generally happens with most of us is eat, we don't track, we don't eat enough. And then at night or at some point during the day, maybe it's the next day, we get very hungry and then we eat in a surplus. And we eat a lot of food in a short amount of time. Makes sense? Now, when you're tracking, like all of you guys started tracking, now you're a little bit more mindful of what you're putting in your mouth, which is amazing. All right, so couple of things that I'm going to do really quick before we dive into nutrition, because I want to make sure that you guys understand how to use the app going forward with your workouts. Does that sound fair? And then we're going to circle back to your nutrition because that is key. But I want to make sure that you guys know a little bit about your workouts that are coming up, because we're about to step up the game. All right. And this is going to be true on workouts. We stretched, we got everything moving, but we are now going to start working out. So I'm going to mirror my phone again, I believe. I'm going to share my screen. All right, you should all be able to see my screen right now, which should be the app with all of a bunch of names on it. If that's true, right, give me a thumbs up. You see my screen, Tracy? Sweet. All right, now I'm going to mirror my phone. And somebody will have to verbally tell me once it comes on that you can see it. Please hold. My phone likes to take forever. Okay. Can we see my phone?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, so I've set myself up in the app to look exactly like yours. All right. So as you can see, you guys all should have had an announcement this morning that said walk morning routine. These are where announcements will come. So you've probably figured that out every morning. If I'm dropping some type of an announcement, it's going to show up here. And that's where you guys are going to see videos, some videos. I put some videos as tasks as well. Right here is all your tasks. So like you guys can see, I talked about this morning. Right here is your Zoom link. If you click on the picture, it's actually going to take you right to this Zoom. Also today, I gave you a link on No More Diets. I highly recommend that you read this, okay? Clicking on the PDF, the picture is going to give you a written version. I'm not going to go through this. Take time to read this. This is going to talk about nutrition. This is going to talk about No More Diets. A lot of things I'm going to hit on right here. If you are also an auditory person, you can click the link above. I'm not going to do it because it's going to start the video, but you can click the video link above the YouTube video, and it's going to be me kind of talking about this letter. It's not going to be this specific one for you guys. I will be talking a little bit more, actually a little bit more detail, because I'm talking to, it's one that I've done for one-on-one clients. So there's a little bit more detail in that video, but that's where you can. Now, I believe this Convos with Jules is one that's on here because it's one that I missed. All your habits are here. Now, guys, if you like to track your water, I don't know if you know this, but you can click on this, and this is a water tracker. So for those of you that are trying to, as you drink all of your cups of water, each cup's an 8-ounce cup, look at you. Look at us go. You can use this as a tracker. Track your cups of water, make sure you get your water in for the day. You all figured out where to log your meals. If you've got your steps up, and a lot of you guys have been doing pretty good on your steps, we see it there as well. So you should have a workout. So this right here is day 1 of your workouts. So this is where you see all your workouts. You guys saw your stretch workouts here. So when you click start the workout, these are going to look a little bit different. It's going to take you right here. Now, before you click start, you can kind of read the description. You can see that you have a strength section. You're going to have a warm-up section. If you click the little notes section, you can see what's in the warm-up. So your warm-up is 10 minutes on a bike, treadmill. You get options here. I don't give a shit what you do. Just warm up a little bit. Here's your strength training. Some notes on the strength training. It should be challenging. Thinking of the last 2 reps of each set being a challenge. If they're not, you need to up your weight or your reps. And then these are just examples. If you want to look ahead at the videos, you can. You're also going to have an endurance section. The endurance the goal is going to be 20 minutes or longer if you're able on any of these things. You're also going to see these directions when you start the video, but if you want to look ahead, you can look ahead, and then you'll have a cool down, which is 5 minutes. All right, now, when you click start the workout, this is the part that I need you guys to pay attention to. So when you open it up, it's going to give you the option to do the treadmill. This is your warm up. So once you've completed your 10-minute warm up, click check. Moving on. All right, now it's in your strength part of your training. Click start this section, and now it is going to walk you through. Here's your demo video. And then this means that you have 12 reps. This is the recommendation. There's no weight included, so you just want to enter in. Did you get 12 reps? Awesome. Then click check. It's automatically going to set your rest timer. Okay, this is how long we want you to rest. Don't do what I'm about to do and skip the timer. Use the appropriate rest. Now, if you were to pick up some dumbbells and you're like, well, I'm going to pick up 2 10-pound dumbbells, then you would enter it in as I got 10-pound dumbbells in your hand, but maybe you only got 10 steps on each side. So then you have to change it to 10 and then check it that it's done. Your timer is going to go off, and so forth and so on. Okay, you don't have to use dumbbells if you can't, but if this makes sense, somebody come off of mute besides Lisa and say this makes sense. After you've done that, the timer will automatically move you. I'm going to wait for you guys. Somebody tell me this makes sense. We're going
Yes.
Sweet. All right, great. Now we're going to move to the next exercise. All I did was swipe. Now, the reason why I want to show you this one is you see where it says leg press and there's a green arrow. This is because this assessment is meant for you whether you are at a gym or at home. So a leg press machine is only at home, or only at a gym. So if you're at a hotel gym, if you are traveling, if you train from home, don't worry, don't look at this and say, I can't do it. Click the green arrow. Holy shit. Look, you have other options. So you can't, currently the leg press is what's checked because that's what I have, but you can also do body weight box step ups, or you can do split squats. If you're not sure what they are, you can play the video so you can see. And I just changed it to body weight step ups. So now I'm going to just go through and do the same thing that I did before, or I could change it to split squats and I could do that. So you have options no matter what your level of capability is or whether you're at a gym or at home. So again, you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to, if you use body weight, body weight. If you use no weight on a leg press, no weight on a leg press. If you did a leg press, and let's go back to the leg press, and you put 240, got my old reps in there. You put 245s on it, that's 90. So here is how you translate. If you don't remember this, don't worry. When you use dumbbells for an exercise, you enter in the weight of the single dumbbell you use. When you use plates, like on a leg press machine, if you're doing squats and you have a bar and you put plates on, you add the plates together. Don't ask me why, that's gym language, okay? So 245 plates on either side of a leg press is 90 pounds. So done. I did 12 reps. I click it. There goes my timer, all right? It's always going to tell you what you did last. So let's say I go up to 180 on the last rep. I got 12, boom. But at 180, I only got 10, doom. Got it, right? So now when the timer goes off, it's automatically going to take you. Again, you're going to have a green arrow. This is a full barbell, full body squat. So this gentleman's going to tell you and cue you through this full barbell, full body squat. But if you're not in a gym, you can do a wall squat or you can do a dumbbell squat, depending on what you have available. So again, just know you click that green arrow. Now, like the first exercise, like a banded crab walk, note there's no green arrow there. Well, that's because everybody should have a band and be able to do this whether you're at a gym or at home. So there's no green arrow or no option. So once I've completed everything, of course, there's not going to be any weight for this. So, also note that it says each side underneath crab walk. So that doesn't mean it's 12 steps of this crab walk together. That means it's 12 steps each direction. All right, but you'll still put 12 in. So I did, yeah, you guys should all be. If you get more than 12, put in that you got more than. Let me know what you got, because this is an assessment to see where you're at. All right, so now once the workout is done, you're going to click done. It's going to say, are you finished? Right? You're finished. Make sure you've actually done it, everything. Now it's going to take you to the next set of the program. This is endurance. You have the directions. It says to do one of these. So you're going to do one of these for 20 minutes. Once you've done this, say you only got 10 minutes in, then just leave me a comment and tell me that you only got 10 minutes in. So did you see what I did? So you can actually do this, by the way, on any of the exercises. You can leave comments. See the little comment box? And those are on all of the exercises. So you can even come in here and say, hey, I did this one, right? Once you've completed it, check done. It's going to take you to your cool down, 5-minute cool down. Again, you can leave me a comment, check done. Then you have to swipe to finish your workout. And it's going to say that you're done. So it's that simple. And oh, by the way, when you do something that you've lifted, like I've used this as a demo before, so it's calculating some of the things that I may have stuck in the past, but it gives you like fun little things that tells you that you've lifted. Say I lifted a walrus today, total pounds, so it'll tell you fun little things like that. And then you can tell us how hard the workout was. Was it challenging? Was it difficult? Was it too difficult? Was it moderate? If you put moderate, guess what, guys? I'm going to tell you to work harder, because this workout that is in here is going to be as challenging as you make it, because it is an assessment. And once you do that, you can just close out of it. And now it has said you have completed your workout for the day. Sweet. All right, let me stop mirroring my phone. Did that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if I can see you. Sweet. All right. Awesome. Great. Easy peasy, right? Easy peasy. I'm gonna watch how you guys do this first day. I will probably come back in here and give you some more direction on glute activation. These are going to work your entire body, but because we called it Glutes Gone Wild, because y'all said you wanted glute work, we did put extra glute workouts and movement in here, but we do have to work your whole body, so your whole body's being worked in here. And it's a great way for not us to see where you're at, but for you to see where you're at with your strength and your endurance as well. Because we're truly giving you an assessment that we give all one-on-one clients when they start with us. So bonus to you guys. All right, so Joyce, I think you had your hand up on wanting me to go through nutrition. So I'm going to find you. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go through. I think I kind of used you yesterday, but we're going to go through Joyce. And guys, feel free. I will work with all of you on this. So what I did, and most of you guys were really good, and do me a favor, go into the chat today. Encourage people to watch this Zoom video, encourage people to get on it. I might do another one this evening, but there's a lot of you guys participating. I thought there'd be more on the call. So I'm really happy to see a lot of you logging your food. Most of you did go in and use the macronutrient calculator. Now I have an ask of you. All right, this macronutrient calendar, guys, is actually connected to a resource. Okay, so what I don't want you to do is give that calculator away to your friends. One, I know I can see when somebody logs into it. So every time you guys log into it and do a calculation, I get an email. If you have a friend that you want to receive that calculator, I need you to let me know that you have that you would like the link for it. I will send you a different link to give to a friend that might want the calculator. Okay, so Chris, you were talking about your sister-in-law. If that's something she would like, give me a message and I will send that over to you. The reason is yes, I do collect information when I give out a free resource, but it benefits the person that actually gets it because I send up backup information that goes along with it. So if you give away the link that I gave to you guys in the resource, I don't have that connected to an email sequence because you guys don't need it. You're with me, okay? And you are already in my email sequence. But I need you guys to make sure that you ask me for it and don't give away that link. Do I have your sole promise that you won't do that? It's super important because I have informational emails that go behind that to make sure that people are using it correctly. Great. But I don't mind if you want it, send it to your friends or your bestie. All right. So as a whole, guys, couple of things that I noticed, and I'm going to go through Joyce's nutrition here. But as a whole, guys, and you're all different. So when I say this, some of you guys eat very well. Most of you I saw becoming a lot more mindful. But as a whole, overarching for everybody, and this isn't surprising to me, when applications are filled out, when the first time people come in, even as one-on-one clients, and we're looking at what they eat for the first week, it's almost always the same: high fats. And that's what I noticed for you guys: low protein, high fats. Part of the problem is, and I did a couple of polls and surveys, I even asked you guys one-on-one when I was watching what you were eating and asking you where the protein was. And some of you came back and said, well, Jules, it's the cashews. Did you not know that cashews are protein? And I said, huh, well, tell me where that, well, Google says so. Seriously, this is what I was told. I love it. I love Google. I love YouTube. I'm telling you, man. Unfortunately, guys, it doesn't have your best interest at heart, and it can only take you so far. It is true. When you Google sources of protein, you will probably see nuts, ligaments like beans, right? Legumes on there. You'll see all kinds of plant sources as protein. You're also going to see lean beef sources. What you need to remember is you got to look up the nutrition source. So if you were to take nuts, for example, or a nut butter or cashew, whatever it is, and it says it's a source of protein, and then you actually Google the nutrition information behind it, you're going to see that the fat portion of the nutrients, let's use an example. This will help. Excuse me while I walk away. I thought of this. I posted this on my social media. All right. Protein source, misleading as fuck, because the damn thing on the front even says protein on it. So you all think, shit, this is protein. Justin's is lying to you. It has 6 grams of protein. And if you read the fine print next to it, it says it's like 4% of what you need for the day. You turn this puppy around and you look at it, you're going to see one serving is 32 grams. By the way, that's 2 servings. One serving size, 1 tablespoon is 16 grams. This sucker is 32 grams. All right, so this is 2 servings. It has 220 calories. Out of those 220 calories, 19 grams of this is fat, and only 6 grams is protein. So is this a source of fat or is this a source of protein?
Fat.
You see
Fat.
where I'm going? Fat.
Mm.
All right, now, is it a bad fat? No, it's not. It's not, but you guys have to be aware of what the protein is. So when you look at the nutritional value of something, good, bad, or indifferent, many of you are eating very healthy. You're just eating too much of the wrong foods. So you'll notice when you used your macronutrient calculator that the percentage Okay, the highest amount that so out of your calories, let's just say, I'm gonna use Joyce as an example. So what I did for a lot of you guys is you use the macronutrient calculator. Awesome. I also, for those of you that did it and those of you that were logging your food, I went in and I adjusted your macros. So you have something to look at. All right. I adjusted your macros on this app as I wouldn't do it. Okay. So if you use the calculator, look at what I did and look at what you did and see if you see a difference. Okay. You don't have to do it right now. And then see if you can decipher the difference, okay? And many of you, I did all of this based on exactly what the calculator says and what your goals were in your application, okay? And then I'm gonna tell you if they differ, they probably differ because of the activity level that I put in, okay? And a lot of times, like I said in an earlier video, when you're using calculators like this, and mine included, okay? Mine included. I try to be as specific as possible, but if you are over guessing your activity level and you're not being honest, so a lot of times people will say, I'm moderately active. I get anywhere between 5 and 8K steps a day, but do you do it consistently? Or is it every once in a while? I work out 3 times a week, so I'm moderate. Or I'm light activity. I think I'm talking more about light activity right now. Yes, I am. So you consider yourself that, but you don't do it consistently. You don't do it every week. That's what it has to be. So you need to work out those 3 times a week, or that 1 to 3 times consistently, week after week after week, consistently get those steps, not on, off 2 weeks, on, off, okay? It has to be consistent. So just know that, but that's where it's coming in. Now, for some reason, Joyce, I cannot, because you must not have been tracking. Oh, you were. Wonder why it's not showing up. It was yesterday. Oh, because it's this week. Okay. Through the 18th. It should be showing up here. I saw it showed for a second. Last 7 days. Let's try this. Here we go. I knew I'd find something. Okay, so what you want to look at. So when we look at Joyce, so Joyce, this is based on what I put in for you, okay? And I think I talked about this in the video. So her average goal on a daily intake, so over here is 134 grams of protein. Now that should be divided between 5 or 6 meals throughout the day. Lean protein. Carbs. Yes, I have you lower on carbs, Joyce. The reason why I have you lower on carbs, this is a reset for you. I wanted to get your protein up. Not everybody's going to look like this. You specifically, Joyce, I wanted to kick up your protein and get it closer to 1 gram because I was watching your activity level. So for you specifically, I pushed your protein. That dropped your carbs. Does that mean carbs are bad? No, but I needed to rob from Peter to give to Paul. So I did that. As your metabolism starts to go up and fire, if you were in a one-on-one program with us, this would continue to go up. So currently right now, this would be what we would consider a reset and restore. And that's really what I adjusted all of you guys for, to see how your bodies respond. Okay, this is typically what I will do with a one-on-one client for the first couple of weeks. And then what we do from there is we continue to customize your macros, and they start to increase because many of you guys are eating below your caloric deficit currently, which has really kind of slowed your metabolism down. So one of the things that we do is during the reset and restore, and you guys have an example nutrition plan of that. It's an example, and it's not addressed to all of your macronutrients. You guys would have to play with it a little bit. It's just an example plan with one caloric intake on it, but you can definitely use it as a guide and for the foods, and you can use it as a guide using the macros that I've given you. Now, the reason why we do this is we have to see where you're at. Once your body starts to respond, we start increasing you, and we're increasing you in a caloric deficit, and we're following your metabolism. So that's why you see here. So this is typically what I would do for somebody if Joyce came into a one-on-one program with us. This is where I would start her. I'd keep an eye on her, watch what she's doing, and then maybe make adjustments down the road. And the adjustments would be to increase the calories. And as the calories were increasing, I would be increasing pretty much the carbs. So again, if you guys look at this, you're not all going to look like this. But what I want you to notice is now, whether she was completely honest this or not, but let's just say that she was, her daily protein, what is very interesting about this, guys, is she was only eating approximately on average. This is an average. This is the daily average. It took the average of what she ate all week long, if she's 100% honest on everything. And we're just going to assume for this video that she was. And she entered everything in. Her daily average intake was only 100 calories more than I have here. And I actually did this also on purpose for this video and for her to see. And she was at 74 in protein versus 134. So even at 100 calories lower, I'm pushing her, I'm almost doubling down on her protein goal. And I've pulled her carbs down. So she was way over in her carbs and very over in fats. So those are the reds. Now, the other reason why I also lowered her caloric intake is because, and I did this on a lot of you, I increased your protein goals so much. If you ask any of our one-on-one clients, if you go into the newbies, Philip's in there right now, he's a one-on-one, Teresa's in there, she's a one-on-one with you guys. This is in the newbies community. If you were to go in there and say, hey, how do you feel about your nutrition? They're all going to tell you it's a lot of fucking food. Okay. And the reason is, can anybody guess why they're like, oh my God, I'm eating so much food? And they're really not. Why? It's right here. What's the why? Protein. Protein keeps you full and satiated. So when I kick up your protein, and I don't even put full throttle on it, okay? Because most of you, if I went full throttle on the amount of protein that you should be eating, and this is for every single one-on-one client that we bring in, I never go full throttle the first 2 weeks. I go easy on you. Because if I was actually to give you what you truly need at your age, what you should be taking in, you would not like me. You'd be backed up. You'd be full. You would not be able to eat all the food because it's way too much protein. Because as you can see, Joyce, thank you for volunteering, is a classic example. Look how much she was under eating her protein. I guarantee you, she follows these macros today, tomorrow, the next few days. She's going to be popping into our chat going, yo, this is a lot of goddamn food, Jules. This is a lot of food, specifically if she sticks to lean proteins such as chicken, fish, ground turkey, lean turkey breast, lean chicken breast, fish, white fishes. If she gets her fats from salmons, if she's leaning into these types of things, she's going to be like, I wouldn't even want to eat any more fat or carbs because I don't have any room with all the damn protein I'm eating. She'll be full, she'll be satiated, but she's also going to be nourishing those muscles, which is what we need to do to start. And you're also going to start to feel more energy. Okay, you're gonna have less cravings. So know, guys, that this is, so when you're looking at what I put in, one, what I want you to do is double check what you got from my calculator to what I actually put in. Two, I would follow what I did. And again, you're gonna take these macronutrients and you're gonna break them down into MyFitnessPal. Now, if you want to learn how to do that, you have the videos. I'm going to give you 2 resources to do this. You have the videos here. So if you go to nope, I gave you another resource. Let's go back to there is information in here, and I did share with you the information that's in here, but you have some better information in the onboarding one. So zip yourself down to learning. Oh, that's learning meal prep. All right, I'm actually going to give you more videos today once we get off this call in your Glutes Gone Wild. I'm going to give you some of our macro free. I'm going to give you the setup for the macronutrients or Macro University. So I'll give you some information on how to take and create a nutrition plan in MyFitnessPal, even with a little bit more detail. I'll drop that video in there. It's one that we do for our one-on-ones, but I would also encourage you to come to tomorrow's Conversations with Jules. You guys actually have a sneak access to it. So if you go into the newbies community, which is on my laptop, it looks different, but you guys have access to this right here on your app. We drop every morning, Tuesday morning, we drop the link to Conversations with Jules. And if you scroll down, you'll see it from last week even, and you can click that link and you guys, it's giving you guys free access to Conversations with Jules, which is me working with my one-on-one clients here in the app. And I do it 2 times a day. And what I'm going to do this Tuesday for the one-on-one clients is I'm actually going to do a deep dive for them on some tips and tricks for setting up MyFitnessPal. So if you guys get on that call, you guys will get some free tips on how to enter in your meals and your food, because what I want you to do is I want you guys to take the macronutrients. Let's go back to Joyce and look at her macros again. And I want you to take and put these percentages. So Joyce, you want to go into MyFitnessPal. And when you want to go into your goals and your settings, I don't want you to worry about the caloric intake. I want you to go to your goals and settings in MyFitnessPal, and I want you to enter in protein, 137, somewhere around there, 136, 137, 138. I want you to put your carbs. How did this happen? This is not where I had you. I had you at a different carbs. What just, so I want you to follow this. This somehow changed. Well, here's what I want you to follow. This is what's on here right now. So I want you to do 134 for your protein, 107 for your carbs, and 35 grams for your fat. I don't care what the caloric intake comes out for that, okay? MyFitness, it might come up higher, it might come up lower. What's important, guys, is that the macronutrients are what match up. Then you want to just divide those throughout the day. My highly recommendation is that you keep your carbs heavier in the morning and afternoon, early afternoon, in and around your workouts, okay? Taper your carbs off in the evening and afternoon, or late afternoon, evening. Why? Who can tell me what carbs are? Carbs, the primary source of carbohydrates, and this is like this is what they are known for, and this is why they're not bad. They give you what? Energy. The one macronutrient that is predominantly known for energy, that you get the most, you get energy out of fats, but not as much as you do out of carbs, very, very little. Carbs' primary job is to give you energy, to make you feel like you got all the energy in the world. So if you're lethargic, if you find yourself laying around a lot, check your carbs. You're probably, again, too high in fat, not enough carbohydrates, and it's got you laying around. And it's not necessarily the fact that you're eating too much food. You could eat strictly fat and protein, but you're going to feel very lethargic because neither one of those give you the energy that carbs do. This is why you need a balance of macronutrients. So the carbs are going to give you your energy. But at night when you're sleeping, do you need energy? I see you shaking your head, Joyce. No, you don't. You're sleeping. Your body just needs to be able to keep that ticker beating, keep your breath breathing. That's it. You don't need that much energy. So my recommendation is you start to taper them off. I do myself. So I taper them off at night. I have the most carbs in the beginning of my day and around my weekends or my workouts. So for example, my morning breakfast is oats and protein powder. It's my favorite. I make protein oats. Love it. In fact, this is how I do it. You guys bought me meal prepping this morning. I make refrigerator oats. They go in my refrigerator. It's just water, oats with some cinnamon. That's it. Goes in my refrigerator. Every morning I open up this jar, pour in a scoop of my favorite protein powder. Right now I love salted peanut butter. Tastes like freaking candy. I stir it in there. I just ate it before the call and I eat it up. So it's I use a half a cup of oats. That's my specific breakfast, a half a cup of oats. So half a cup of dry oats. I mix it with water, goes in my refrigerator. I take one out every morning. I dump a full scoop of protein powder in. I mix it up. Sometimes if I need extra carbs, I add blueberries to top of it. Blueberries are an awesome source of carbohydrates. They're great, simple carbohydrate. Fantastic to have in the morning or pre or post workout. Then my next heaviest carb, I have carbs actually with all of my meals, but my next heaviest carb is my post-workout carb. You don't have to do this. It's just what I absolutely love for post-workout, chicken and rice. So I do chicken, and I know you're like, chicken and rice. Why does everybody eat chicken and rice? Honestly, you don't have to. But if you really want to know the reason behind chicken and rice and why it's so amazing for like a post-workout is the way that it digests. First of all, chicken is a lean protein. Great source of lean protein. Rice, simple carbohydrate that digests very, very quickly. So after you're done working out, boom, it gives you a real sock between the eyes, feeds those muscles that you just broke down and helps to repair them. So that's my next heaviest one, where I have a full cup of rice. Now, this is according to my macronutrients, okay, not yours, but according to my macronutrients, now I have a full cup of rice, and I think I have 3 ounces of chicken with that meal. In fact, the rest of my meals are meal prepped back here. I was doing it before the call. So I do this every morning, guys. This is how I stay on track. It doesn't matter if I'm prepping for a show or if I'm in my off season or if I'm healing from a frickin' injury. Whatever I might be doing, this is what I do. Because if I don't do this, I'm not gonna stay on track. I eat now this is me specifically. I just prefer to eat every 2.5 hours. I'm going to tell you your optimum window of time is to eat within 30 to 40 minutes of waking up. That's like a non-negotiable. And then you should eat anywhere from every 2 to 3.5 should be the maximum amount of time you go between meals. I personally like 2.5. There's some clients that do 3. I like 2.5. My body likes 2.5. Okay, 2.5 hours, my body likes it. Like I'm getting hungry right before 2.5 hours, and that's my metabolism burning. Like it's like knock, time to eat, Jules. So, and when I don't do that, my energy levels go low. My body just likes it. Okay, So I eat about every 2.5 hours. So these are all ready. I have a timer set in my phone because I'm just like you guys. I get busy. I forget. That sucker goes off on my wrist on my phone. Time to eat, Jules. And I make sure that I eat. So it doesn't go away. You guys have to remember this. This shit doesn't go away. This is a lifestyle change. And even as you make it, Lisa's on this call. Sandy just jumped in. She's one of the goats. I think she probably popped over here from Facebook. She's been taking over my Facebook lives while I've been hanging out with you guys on Mondays. They'll tell you, they've been with me for over 2 years. They still, even when they're in just a maintenance phase and they're not doing anything but maintaining, or if they're in a growth phase, they still have timers. They still prep their food. They still do all the things, even if they're not eating like to cut body fat, and they're maybe being a little loose because they're in their maintenance phase and they have more refeed meals than they normally do. They're still cognizant of these things because it's a lifestyle that they had, a change that they had to make. And so, no, guys, this isn't going away. If you truly want this to happen, these are things you're gonna have to do over and over and over and over and over again. And that's where you're gonna see a video later this week. And I encourage you guys to watch every video that I'm dropping for you in here. Every nugget, because I keep them coming all week long. And every one that I drop in here for you guys to watch, I drop in here specifically because you guys need to hear this. And I do drop one about setting goals and setting non-negotiables because it's so important. I drop another one where it's actually a conversations with Jules that I did. I think I might have even done it last week. If I didn't, it's coming out this week. And it's a video recording of one of my coaching calls with the entire one-on-one team or group that came to that specific call. And we talked about building a foundation, because even as you maneuver through this program, like even if you're in our one-on-one program, there's going to come times where you're going to have stumbles. But the women that do the best with us, again, I see Sandy in here, are the ones that built a foundation stronger than shit. When I said use concrete, bricks and rebar, and that sucker that foundation you're building is going to be hurricane proof, they didn't come in and say, okay, Jules, but I'm going to replace the rebar with straw. They didn't do that. There are people that do it. There are people that do it. I'm going to do everything that you ask me to do, but I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do this. I'm hearing what you say, Jules, but I'm going to do this. Okay, but it's not going to work as well. What I look to do in our one-on-one programs with our women, it's not just nutrition. It's not just strength training. You guys are getting a taste of it. It's not just accountability, which is there. It's about teaching you to build a strong fucking foundation that will never go away, and it will make your life so much easier. You'll be able to live your life, have fun, enjoy it, go out to dinner, do all the things, but you'll do it in such a different way than you're doing it currently. And it will feel good. It won't feel unnatural. It will be like brushing your teeth. That's what we built. It doesn't feel weird. You don't feel odd. You don't feel like you feel your body and you enjoy your life. That's all I'm going to say on that. Okay? But this is part of it. And I want you to see that I do it. Sandy's in her kitchen. I'm going to venture to guess that she's doing the same damn thing. I'll stop sharing so we're all a little bit bigger. So these are the things. So like I have all my food. I eat the same shit. I eat the same shit. Chicken and rice. I'll throw my vegetables in later. That's a cup of rice. This is, I'm on a rice kick right now. I fucking love rice. So you don't have to do what I do. This is chicken and rice again. This is a half a cup. I actually usually eat Ezekiel bread with this one, but I ran out, so I have a 1/4 cup of rice in here, but this is predominantly lean fish, and my fat is avocado. I normally put this on a piece of bread. I love it. Put some mustard on it. Tastes amazing. I don't have any Ezekiel bread right now, so This one, steal this one from me. This is great. Who likes meatloaf? You like meatloaf? Or if you even kind of, I take oats and I mix it with ground turkey. Sounds really weird. Freaking amazing. It's actually really good with pulled chicken too. So I stick the oats in, dry oats with my ground turkey. I add a little water and I microwave it. When you stir it up, it has like a different consistency to it. And then I add avocado. I mix it together. Don't knock it until you try it. I eat a lot of weird shit, but the weird shit I eat actually tastes really good. Some people try it and they're like, damn, you're right, Jules, that's good. So, I'll give you another tip. It's almost gone. I have to go get more. If you don't know, you don't know. This shit is the bomb. Dill pickle mustard. All right. So your mission, guys, is to do, unless somebody else wants me to go through their macronutrients, I can raise your hand and I'll go through it. But your mission is to get all your workouts in this week, watch the videos that we are dropping for you, and try to line your macronutrients up the best that you can. So just like I said in this video, you guys can go, I'm going to post this as a replay. All right, Chris, I'll do you next. And I'll post this as a replay and you guys can come back and watch it. So you can, if you're not, and if you're confused, what I want you guys to do is ask your questions in this group chat, okay? Because if one of you is asking a question specifically about anything, but specifically about nutrition, I guarantee you all have the question. So it's easier for me to, or even one of the coaches, Sandy's in there as well, as Lisa. If I don't get to it right away, they are both ambassadors in there. They are what I could refer to as, well, they are both ambassadors and they've been with me for quite a while. I call them the goats. There's several goats in there, but these two are actually helping me out with you guys so they can answer a lot of questions as well, but that way we can answer them all. So drop them in there. Chris, come on off mute and I can share my screen and find you. Let me help you out. Ask to unmute. Share. Let me find you. Did you have any specific questions or do you just want me to go over your macronutrients with you?
Right now, it's just I'd like you to go over the macros. I'm curious is that I've went into my Fitness Pal. That's where I've been tracking everything.
I see it.
And but it's like I swear it changes. Like the total calories, and I'm like, what the heck? And I think I'm doing it right and I've saved it, but does Fitness Pal just go in and like readjust it?
No, you should be able to go in and set your goals. Again, I'm gonna make sure you watch the video that I posted in the glute one.
Yeah.
And do it that way. I'm also gonna
Okay.
post another one, but if you just go watch that one again, I think Jen did that one and not me, and it'll teach you how to set your goals in there. And once you
Okay.
hit save, they should stay. Now,
Okay.
here's another trick. Guys, make sure when you are looking for foods, Chris just reminded me of something, and you're adding foods in, top tip, okay? Write this down, remember this. So you're gonna type chicken in there, for example, right? 50 million chickens are gonna come up. Here's the bad thing about MyFitnessPal. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry can add chicken in, okay? You want to click verified only. So that, without screen sharing with you, that will look like, and again, guys, get on that call tomorrow. You guys have free access to it. It
Did you
gets
hear
dropped
that?
in the group. It's like, get on it. Like
When
I
you
don't
go
normally,
into it, my
so you're
Fitness
gonna
Pal
go
is
in.
something we need to watch from verified only.
So you want to make sure, guys, when you search for a food, okay, I'm searching for a food, and I type in chicken. It's really gonna pull up everything it's gonna pull up all my shit, so it's gonna be hard. But you see that some of these do not have green by them? That means they're not verified. So if you
A green
select,
dot by it is
you
going to
can,
mean verified.
you can select pick verified only. So you want to select pick verified only. And then even there, when you're looking at the verified ones, you want to look for the one that kind of matches or looks like it's the closest to it. All right. So verified. If you can't find something that's verified, the next hot tip is type USDA after it. So chicken, USDA. That means, so like if you type something in and there's no verified and you're like, God damn it, there's no verified, type USDA and it will pull up those that are actually USDA verified. Okay. That means somebody put it in and they put it in right off the USDA nutrition label. And lastly, the smartest thing that you can do is if it has, do I have anything around here? Ah, and my backup shrimp. So say you have a bag of protein from the freezer section. It's gonna have a label on the back. If it has a barcode, scan that sucker.
Okay.
Okay, you scan that sucker, it's gonna give you accurate information. It's gonna pull it up, and then you just go by the serving size. Okay. Now, if I look, I don't think you have entered last 7 days. All right, I don't have anything to go on with you. So make sure that you have gone to your use settings, Chris, and that you are sharing and you're doing all the things that you need to do so I can see your macronutrients. Again,
Okay, I
videos
I went in there, I found that once before, evidently I must not have saved it, click the
Mhm.
check. So I just did that this morning. I probably didn't,
Okay,
I don't
so
know.
then I'll be able
Sync
to,
it.
okay, that's okay. I'll be able to see it once it syncs and you will be
Okay.
able to too. So then you'll know you've got it right because it'll look
Okay.
like Joyce's did, okay? And you'll
Okay,
be able to see and I will as too. Now you're an example of where your carbs are a little bit higher, okay, than your protein. Everybody's different on how I did it. Don't ask me how my brain works, okay? I look at where you guys are at. I look at what your goals are at. And I looked at what you were taking in as protein and I tried to really, I have you looking a little bit different as far as your goals are. So this is your protein goal, your carb goal, and your fat goal. Okay. And that's what you want to enter in. So when you go into MyFitnessPal and you go into your goals, and then you're gonna go to, again, this is gonna be on your video, but you go into your settings, you click goals, and then you go to nutrition goals, and under nutrition goals, you'll see calorie, carbs, protein, fats, and goals. It'll look like this. You don't need to have it on percentage. You'll just click, when you click on the grams, it's gonna take you to a little scrolly bar and you're just going to adjust your protein, your carbs, and your fats via the little scrolly bar to what you want. Don't forget to click the check box after so it saves it. It'll say your meal goals have been updated. Click OK. I don't think I updated mine. And then they're going to show up in there. And that's all you need to do. And then once they show up, and you've saved them, when you go to log your food, they're going to be on the top of MyFitnessPal. And then
perfect.
MyFitnessPal, by the way, guys, by default only has breakfast, lunch, meals, and snacks. You can go into your settings and change the names. I have 6 different meals in here, meal 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, because it's easier for me to remember. So I do that. Oh, to do.
See how the boxes are getting along today. Seven.
I know that I show you one of the videos, if it's either in the video that I already sent you, but it'll definitely be in the video that I dropped for you guys this week. We'll show you how to go in and set the names. I believe it is
Okay.
in settings. Make sure, by the way, guys, when you're in setting goals that you turn off your exercise. Oh, that's what's happening, Chris. When you go under goals, guys, if you
Uh-huh.
scroll all the way to the bottom of goals, you see exercise, make sure
Yeah.
that's shut off. Okay,
Oh,
if it's
okay.
turned on, it's going to adjust your calories based on whatever exercise it sees you doing. You don't want it to do that, okay?
Oh, okay.
That's what's happening. Oh, so if you go under settings and you go under diary settings,
Uh-huh.
that's where you can do diary sharing. Make sure it's public. That's gonna allow me to see it. Under diary sharings, it will say customized meal plans. So dietary sharing, customized meal names. Now you can go in there like I did, and you can add up to 6, and I just call mine meal 1, 2, 3. You can call them whatever the hell you want, but it just helps me
Okay.
stay organized. Okay, so that was under settings. So I clicked settings, the gear icon, which is way at the bottom of the page. Right, that took me
Okay.
there. Then I clicked diary settings, which is the second one from the top, or third one from the top. That took me here. All right, good things to note. I have turned on show calories per meal. So the top box, you'll see I have clicked as on. I have the next box clicked as off. I don't give a shit what the net carbs are. Okay, a carb is a carb. Net carbs is when it takes the fiber away from your carbohydrates. That's cheating. Carbs are carbs. Turn it off. Everything else is off. My multi-default, my show diary, everything is off. Diary settings, diary sharing, that's where you want to make sure it's public. That's going to allow me to see it. And then below the diary settings is the custom names, and that's when you can go in and customize the names to make shit easier for you. Okay.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else have any questions? Whew. Sandy, you got anything that you want to share? See, you're making yourself some water. Everybody meet Sandy. You've probably seen her.
Hi, guys. Nice
Hello.
to meet you guys. I've been talking to you a little bit in the app, so I'm proud of you guys. You're doing great. Yeah, I'm actually prepping my water. I'm going to go to the gym, so I'm bringing my shake because I'm instructed to drink my shake as soon as I'm done my workout. So I listen to my boss up there. So, but yeah, you know what? You guys chose yourself, and this is amazing. And it's all new, right? It's all just creating habits, and that's what you're doing. And Jules is the perfect one to create that with, because I'll tell you, I owe a lot to her. So
Y'all
You're
need to
in
drop
good
Sandy
hands.
some fire. She's dropped over 50 pounds. 50 pounds.
Thank you. Feels
Yeah.
great.
50 pounds. And, you know, Sandy came from, she's a really good example of Sandy came from being, you know, about where she's at now at one point in time. She's been kind of a yo-yoer in and out of fitness. And the challenge was, guys, is just what we're talking about here, the foundation. And she'll be the first one to tell you this. There's nutrition programs out there. There's coaches out there. And I'm not saying that other coaches, other nutrition programs aren't, you know, good. But what they don't teach you, and what makes me very different, and also makes me very much like this, all right? And I do it for a reason, is I'm teaching you a foundation. Because once you learn that foundation, everything's between your ears, guys. You have spent decades listening to diet information. You are programmed to want to diet. You think less is best. You think of all these things, skip foods, caloric deficit, all of which is true, but it's got you doing this, and you've crashed your metabolism to a point that we need to bring it back up, even in a caloric deficit. Also, nobody teaches you how to really properly come out. And what I mean by that is they can tell you, yes, these are the things that you have to do. But if you don't create the discipline between your ears to make these things automatic, which is doing it over and over and having somebody work with you to do it over and over and over again, just like building a muscle, you have to put in the reps to build that muscle. You have to put in the reps, guys, to create the habits that then become a lifestyle. And it sounds simpler than it is. You want to get to the place where currently it feels uncomfortable to eat every 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Currently, it feels uncomfortable to track your food. Currently, it feels uncomfortable to pack your meals. Currently, all this shit feels uncomfortable. What you do is you move to a place where this becomes comfortable, where not doing it feels super uncomfortable. And it's not
Yeah.
to say that you won't always do it. There's going to be moments where shit is going to go sideways, but you ingrained in yourself such a habit that it never goes too far off. You bounce back right away, but it feels super uncomfortable to go on a trip and not be prepared with your food. You're like, I don't feel so good about this. Just like all of this does. It's not about becoming neurotic about what you eat, but it's about learning that food is fuel and basically changing what was to what is now. Because you're not getting any younger, guys. And the shit that you did in your 20s and 30s, you wouldn't be on this call with me if it was still fucking working. Right? It doesn't. Sandy's trying to talk to you on mute.
I was just agreeing with you.
And
But
the one thing that happened with Sandy, and she and I just talked about this, the reason why she went from, and she put on 50 pounds in one point in time in her life, like was down and put it back on again, and then came and found, started with us, and this is the conversation, and she'll tell you it to be true. Like, she does less cardio now and eats more food than she did before when she lost the weight. She does less cardio. But the biggest change for her was she didn't understand. So she lost the weight and then was sent on her merry way. She didn't know what to do. Even though she's been doing this her entire life, even though she's been into fitness and enjoyed fitness, she didn't know what to do, guys. And that left her putting 50 pounds back on again. Now, I guarantee you, she just loves us, so she hangs out with us forever. So she's never going anywhere. And there are a lot of women in this tribe that go into our lifetime membership and they just don't leave. Because they love the community so much, and they just like to have the connection and habits and the workout and all the things. But she could literally do this. Now she has the skill set to do it. And I'm going to see what you just asked me, Joyce. Tracy. I would like to know exactly where to find the link to download the macro calculator. Well, I dropped it a few weeks ago, Tracy, or last week. Also, you can go to your resources under Glutes Gone Wild, and it's there. Okay? How do you go on vacation for a week? You just do. You go on vacation like you go on vacation any other time, but you've created habits now, Joyce, that just stick with you. You don't think about it. Here's the biggest difference. What you learn is vacation currently right now, and a lot of people will tell you this. Vacation is, oh, I want to reward myself. Vacation's a treat. So on vacation, I deserve because I've worked so hard. This is the mindset that we work on changing with you guys. Do you see where I'm going with this? Because how many of you have said this? Well, I'm on vacation. So I'm on vacation. It's a free for all. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but wouldn't it feel better to go on vacation and feel really good? And it's not to say that you don't go on vacation and enjoy yourself. One of our baddies just went to Hawaii. She went on vacation, had the best time of her fucking life, wore a thong bikini for the first time, and she's only been with us for, at that point in time, I think she'd only been with us for maybe 4 months. And she still enjoyed her vacation, but she makes choices. So she was in Hawaii and she chose to do her workouts, not like she would do because she didn't have a gym, but she was on the beach doing banded workouts from our app every day. When she had a cocktail, she was wise. She didn't get shit-faced drunk. She didn't have sugary shit. She made wise choices and she chose, do I want this or do I want that? If she ate out, she chose how she ate off the menu. She stayed really close to her meal plan. She made smarter choices. And then the biggest thing is when she got back home, boom, she was right back 100%, no questions asked. Like dialed in. She went up maybe 2 pounds while she was in Hawaii. Honestly, she looked as good when she came back as she did before she left. The 2 pounds was probably water weight that she had from traveling. And the reason why she looked good is when I looked at her nutrition, even though she wasn't sticking to the plan, she was making some pretty wise freaking choices. And the reason why she made them is the same thing I just had the conversation about Sandy. It becomes a habit. Like right now, she travels a lot with her kids, same person. And she posted a picture the other day. She was like in one of our other communities because and she said she sent a picture of herself eating at a restaurant and she was just like making it real for everybody. She's like, I packed my food. I asked for a plate and a glass of iced tea and I chunked my meal prep on the table and I ate my meal while my family ate everything else. Now everybody would be like, shit, do I have to be that disciplined? She doesn't, but she made a choice. Because do you see the difference? That was her choice. Sandy does the same thing. It doesn't mean that Sandy doesn't go out and enjoy dinner with her boyfriend. Right now, Sandy's in a cut. Sandy has asked, no, don't get me wrong, all right? Sandy has reached the goal that she wants and she's been in maintenance and a growth phase for a while. There's different phases and you can come in and out of these phases as much as you want. She recently asked to be put back into a fat loss phase because she has a photo shoot she wants to do. That's all I'm gonna say. So we have put her into a fat loss phase. So she's super dialed in right now. And she's gonna be the girl that shows up at the restaurant and dumps her food on her plate, right? But that's where she is right now and she doesn't care. Prior to that, she was in more of a maintenance growth phase. She would stick 90% of the time whenever she could to her nutrition. She packs it at work. But if the boyfriend said, hey, do you wanna go out to dinner? She would do it. She didn't do it every night of the week, but she would, do it maybe once a week, whatever. And she still made smart choices. And if she didn't make a smart choice, if she decided to just indulge in something, because she doesn't restrict herself, she doesn't indulge a lot. So it doesn't mean like, oh, I want a dessert. Because she doesn't restrict herself, she probably has a bite and that's it. A sip of wine, right? And that's it. And maintenance phase, once you looks like this. Once people are in maintenance phase, it's like this. You go up and down about 1-2 pounds all the time. Up, down, up, down, up, down. You hang out there. That's all you do. Cut phase, you're going to go down like this. Maintenance phase, you're going to stay here. Growth phase, you're going to slowly go up. And when you're slowly going up into growth phase, you're not gaining body fat, you're gaining muscle. So there's different phases. There's like, I work with 3, fat loss, maintenance, and growth. And they all go in that order. And again, this is things that we customize to you when you're in our program. Make sense? Sweet. You guys are awesome. Any other questions? Sweet. I look forward, not joined. Did I like not admit people in? Oh. never mind. There was people I forgot to admit in. They're just guests that haven't joined in. All right, so listen, guys, I highly encourage you guys, like I said, we basically did not take out conversations with Jules. You guys are in a community, so you have your own private Glutes Gone Wild chat, okay? It's only all of you guys that are in Glutes Gone Wild. That's it. In that group chat. And Sandy's in there and Lisa's in there, and they're in there to help and support me. So that's the place to dump like a lot of your specific questions to this program. But you're also in what's called our newbies community. Now, majority of you are like controlling it right now. You're the biggest, largest number in there right now. But there's also one-on-one new clients in there too. And they have access to conversations with Jules. Coach Jen raised her hand a few weeks ago, said, you know, Jules, we drop conversations with Jules link to remind the newbies every week. Do you want me to pull that? Because we got the 2-week workshoppers in there. And I said, no, if they're smart enough to figure that out and get on that link, let them join. That's what I mean, guys. I'm not going to send it over to you privately, but remember, every Tuesday, so it's in there. Access it. Get on there. Because you're going to be on a call with people like Sandy, Lisa, other new people. You're going to be on there with one-on-one people that range from being with me for 3 years to brand new 4 weeks. And you're going to hear them ask a lot of questions. You're going to hear them get coached. And tomorrow, I'm coaching them specifically on MyFitnessPal. Why not get in on the free action? Plus, if you're in my free Facebook group, which I'm going to assume most of you are, I think that's where you came from. Sandy dropped you guys some fire on Saturday. She did a meal prep video. So peep back over in the Fit Free and Over 40 community. I'm 90% sure you're all in there because that's where most of you guys came from. If you're not, ask to join, but it's free, fit, and over 40. Chris, your girlfriend, can definitely join. You know, deep dive into those nutrition guides. That's guide 2, but Sandy did a live video Saturday, this Saturday on meal prep. We have a lot of meal prep videos, but the most recent one she did was this Saturday.
Yeah. Good. And there's some really great, like, easy tips because I'm all about just keep it easy. I love to cook, but I don't have a lot of time, right? And like none of us have a lot of time. So it's all easy stuff. And I even give you some ideas on what to get to keep it easy. And so it's
There you
fun.
go. So it's over in the free Facebook community, guys, on Facebook. And again, you guys are probably all part of the Fit Free and Over 40. So it should be on the top of the feed for Smiling Little Face. And just click on it and watch it. All right. All right. See y'all tomorrow. Bye. Have a
Bye,
fabulous Monday.